In today's video, we're going to learn how to boil out a fryer. First thing you got to do is you have to test your oil with your testing kit to make sure that the oil is indeed needing to be boiled out. And how you do that is you pick up a couple of drops of oil and compare it to the oil on the bar there. And if it's as dirty as that, you would boil out your fryer. Other hints that your fryer might need boiling out, or that we are not filtering and cleaning our fryer consistently, is the rim that has created with all of the fryer debris that is sticking to the edges. So the first step when you are going to boil out your fryer is that you need to drop your oil. So you need to move your handle and open up your drain and have it drop into the bottom. If you look at all of the debris that's left in the bottom of this fryer, you would use one of your brushes and make sure that that gets all sent down, because you don't want to keep that in to boil out, and that will all go down into the bottom. Next thing we have to do is hook our hose to the fryer. Like you hear the click, make sure it's connected. And then you take the other end of the hose and connect it to your pump out. So it'll pump into the tank. So now that you have your hose hooked up, we are going to pump the oil into the tank so we can get rid of that bad oil. So once the oil is completely gone from your pan in the bottom, you would shut the fryer off and continue on to the next procedure, and we will remove the hose. To get your water for your fryer from your hose, and when you do that, you want to make sure you're using rinse water only. You don't want any of the chemicals in it. So you're going to switch the valve to rinse, and you're going to turn it on, and then you're going to spray through and get rid of the excess soap or sanitizer might be left in the hose. Close your valve so that you can fill your fryer up with some water, and use your hose and spray it down while you're filling. Okay, so we've come up to and we've filled the fryer, and you're making sure that the water is above your coils. You always want to have liquid above the coils before you turn it on. So you continue to fill to the oil level that's on the back of your wall. And so now we're going to add our chemicals to our hot solution, and of course we always want to use our safety features. We want to use our safety goggles. We're going to use our fryer gloves. I've already put on some gloves to protect my hands while I'm pouring the chemicals. And you have about 7 to 8 gallons of liquid in your fryer already, so you would need about a 32-ounce container. It would be about the right portioning to add to your water. So you bring it over to your fryer, pour it in, and begin to filter. And so you would want to turn it on, fry, and it's going to begin to heat up. And I'm going to set the your temperature thing to about 300. All right, so this is beginning to warm up. I'm going to just quickly pull this out. Now, we started with a cold fryer this morning. Of course, when you are dealing with a hot fryer at the end of the night, you're going to make sure that you have your fryer gloves on, because this next step, of course, is the water's starting to heat up. You don't want to get burned. So you pull your fryer out, and then before the water gets too hot, I like to take a towel or your brush and see how quickly this stuff just comes off. and you use the water to remove all this debris that has stuck to your fryer. And if you do this each time you boil out, your fryer will stay this silver color and you're never going to have all that buildup. It also takes off the buildup on your coils, which will help your oil last longer, because when you have all that debris on your coils, it tends to burn, and then that will burn your oil. And at the same time, I like to use the hot oil in the fryer to wipe down the rest of your fryer to help keep it nice and clean and get off all the extra grease, including your sides. Okay, so you're going to continue to wipe it all down, get it all nice and shiny. Anyway, just give it a quick swirl. And when you're done with that, what you do is you take your basket and you set it down into the solution so that it's also getting deep cleaned. Just another quick hint that not everybody is aware of, but see how you get all this buildup on your racks in your hot case, and it starts to look really dark and dingy? If you lay those in there at the same time when you're boiling out, those will stay nice and shiny. You can also put in your hotel pans out of your hot case that are starting to get grease residue built up on them, and it'll help clean those right up. So just anything that really needs some deep cleaning, you can throw in there at the same time that you're boiling out, and that will help keep those clean. Now we're just going to let this go until it begins to boil, and you will probably let it boil between 5 and 10 minutes, depending upon how dirty your fryer is. So it's been boiling for, about 5 or 7 minutes, and then we are going to continue along with our boil out. If you start to see it bubbling up all the way, that means you are pretty much done with the procedure, and you turn the fryer off. You're going to remove anything that you've put in to be cleaned. And if you take a look right here, I don't have time to take a brush and show you how, but if you see just the difference of how much of that has come off just by boiling out. If you put stuff in there every single time, these would all stay nice and shiny silver. Same with your
Fire pan is connected by this here. That's what makes it all work. Okay? This is disconnected here. Now the fryer pan is free to come out.
can be removed from the filter. Okay, so now we're ready to drain this hot water out of here. And if you have two options for that. You can either put a pan underneath and catch the hot water, and pour it down a drain. But if you have access to a drain right by your fryer, you can open up your valve and let it drain down into your drain. And you don't want to open it full board so the water goes everywhere. All right, so you can kind of see how you're getting hot water all on your floor. And so normally you would be doing this boil out in the evening. And you can use that hot water to help clean up your floors, especially behind your fryers where the grease has spilled and you've got chicken flour buildup. This hot water really helps clean up your floors. Okay, so now you can see how it has emptied out all of the chemicals. And you're going to use rinse water to spray it out and get rid of any of the extra degreaser that might be left in here. So I want to show you how clean and stainless this rod is right here, and how it's starting to come off. It started off real black like this, because they haven't been using the degreaser or the hot boil out cleaner that they're supposed to. So all of your coils have gotten really black, and that of course is what's burning your oil and making you go through oil faster. If you use it every week, when you're boiling out, your coils will stay like stainless, just like the rest of the fryer. So after you've finished rinsing it out, take a dry towel and you're going to dry it out, because you want it to be dry before you add the oil for safety reasons more than anything, because you don't want the oil spitting up at you and burning you. So, all right, so now we have to deal with your tray or your pan from the bottom, and you're going to take this out and empty all the crumbs. And then I would just use this little hose here and spray it right down here. Then we've got to remove the filter. And the filter paper goes off there. Okay, you're going to take the new filter paper, slide your filter in to the hole, take the spray off your and reattach. So then we got to rinse off the other piece of the filter. So then you put that filter piece back on the filter and reassemble it, and there you go. Okay, you don't want all the excess oil that was in this pan to go down the drain, so I just pour it into the recycle or compostable stuff. That'll help. You replace the filtering unit into your pan, and we're going to slide it back in.
It's going to go this way now.
Is that your handle?
I got to connect here.
Okay, and you got to remember to replace the basket that catches your crumbs. Now that all of your drains and your knobs are in the closed position, we will use our spray wand to refill with fresh oil. And you will continue. So then you're filling to the oil line where it says full, and then oil level, and we're going to turn it on and set it to our 325 degrees and begin heating it and having it ready for today's cooks.